The craziest thing happened this week. I was able to capture something that I have not really seen much of and was told it doesn't happen. I filmed both Millie and Max mating and laying an egg. So I had taken my kids to practice and went out and went around the shed, the coop, and she was in process of laying another egg, so I was able to capture that. So emus can lay eggs anytime after around 18 months. That is when an emu is considered an adult. My two have lived together from when they were chicks. They're unrelated, standard pair, which means they looked like little striped babies when they hatched and came here. All four of mine are standards. There are two other variations in terms of color with a blonde and a white. So we'll see if we get any of those this year. I would buy specifically those. You can't get those variations from two standards. But this year, I went to my gym class a couple weeks ago and got a message from our helper, Lori, that she found what she thought was a ball. And I screamed. I was so excited. That was our first emu egg. So Millie is now laying every 4 days at first, 3 days, and now she's actually taken a little bit of a break. So it's been 5 days since we've gotten an egg. I did expect one last night. She's been doing it mostly at dusk or early dark. So the other day I was able to film them. He was following very closely behind her, and I just thought something might happen. She laid down and he did mate her. So that was exciting to see that. I was told that you won't really see that happen. So to assume that eggs are fertilized. The problem with eggs is that they are so thick you can't candle them like normal eggs. So day 40, I will put these eggs on a surface and play a chick whistle to them and see if they wiggle. So that'll be really cool. They really act like a couple. It's very cute to see how he was standing over her, kind of guarding her and making sure she was okay. And then after they both looked at it and they were all excited, and then he does the job of covering it up. If they were in captivity, you don't really let them do it because you would have to take away the female. The female wouldn't be interested in the babies. So we would have to remove that and let the dad, Max, raise them. So the boy falls into a trance when he has a clutch of eggs and will incubate them himself. He will make the nest and turn them 3 times a day on his own. So what they do, they actually rock them. Well, they mated this morning, so feeling really good about this one. So they somehow know that they just get moved, turned that way. So I have mine marked so that all I do is rock them. And I have a chart that there's an A side and a B side. So I go A to B to A to B, so it's overnight, it's A, B. So they're each one marked with the number of egg in order because technically the first couple may not have been fertile yet. So I have when they were laid, I have their weight, which doesn't really mean anything. It's just to kind of know for myself. Some people do weigh them, but there's really no benefit to doing so. And then I created a chart and I have an arrow on them to show which way to turn them so that I'm mimicking nature as closely as possible where I'm rocking them. So A side to B side, A side overnight to B side to A side, B side overnight. So anyway, it's kind of a thing, but in order to keep my brain straight, I basically do it and then I mark from morning, afternoon, night when I do this. So when people are surprised at how much emus cost, this is why. I don't have a big, huge incubator that costs thousands of dollars that does, some of the turning on its own. So here's my trusty old incubator that I've hatched lots of things in. And I didn't even know if this would be a great option, but I'm not really going to go buy another one for this. So I'm hoping for the best. It is a still air styrofoam incubator. So when it's time to turn them, I open it up and I let the air out. It's okay to do that. I have a little bit of water sitting down here in the reservoir, and I have all of the holes that are available to be open because we want that fresh air moving. These are things of water. We have a shot glass and another cup of water. Here are the 6 eggs that I have so far. They range from being laid on January 16th to February 2nd. So each one I marked. This was the last one laid, number 6 on 2/2/23. And there's an A side and a B side with an arrow. So I have these kind of shuffled around in here on purpose because the air will adjust. So every day I move them a little bit around as I'm flipping them. So now that we're in the afternoon, we're flipping over to B. So you'll see going the arrow side, I'm turning them as the male emu would do. This one has a lot of variation on it with color. So you can see, kind of neat. So they are still dirty, if you will, because I was told not to. They're very porous. I would not want to wet them. So this was number 3. And man, they were so heavy. It's crazy how heavy they are. I'm always just, I get excited for chicken eggs. I can't even tell you how completely insane these things are to me. I love them. So anyway, I shift them around once a day just so that they're in a different area of the incubator. Oops. Yep. See, I was going, and it's fine if it goes the wrong way, but I'm trying to mimic nature as closely as possible. So I purposely marked my first, I've been numbering them, but I purposely marked to show that there's number 2. I think this one's number 1. Yeah, number 1, because if this one hatches, it would be just a miracle because it's her first egg. So if they do hatch, I will band them with a color, like a little zip tie, and be able to mark which one's who, and then I will bag the shell and send some of the membrane and shell to have it DNA tested, and then I'll know who's who. And that's if I'm lucky enough to get even one. So once I have everybody turn for the afternoon, and I won't do this again until bedtime, I'll come to my chart, and I'm at afternoon now. They were at A, and I just write down that they should be at B now. If I get any more, I will add them. At this point, in order to justify getting a blonde and a white, I will be selling these babies so that I don't have, I'll keep one just because I want one, but I'll sell the babies just in order to do this and see if I'm successful at it.